This is the Uncertain Times Podcast from ForbesBooks Radio.
Hola, it's Joe Pardavila, and this isn't breaking news, but small businesses have struggled mightily in 2020 due to the pandemic and the resulting economic downturn. But there are companies that are helping small businesses not only survive, but thrive. We've featured several here on the podcast, and today I've got another one. I'm joined by the co-founder of Designhill, an award-winning crowdsourcing marketplace that connects a community of graphic designers from across the globe with clients looking for graphic designs. His name is Rahul Aggarwal. Hey, Rahul.
Hi, Joe. Thanks a lot for having me today. I'm really excited to share our story and our journey with your audience, and I hope we can provide some great insight for everybody to have a good listen.
Great. Let's talk about Designhill. There are several companies like this out there. I personally, full disclosure, I've used a company like Fiverr in the past when I've needed like a logo to get done quickly. But for folks who are not familiar with this sort of community of artists that are available to people, tell us about Designhill.
Designhill, I think, it's something that, it started off as a passion project for me and my younger brother, Varun. We both started this company in early 2014. And, it sort of came out of a need, in the sense that Varun, he was always a creative guy and he was working as a freelancer online as a graphic designer. And that was purely out of passion, because he's always been a very creative person. And we come from a line of entrepreneurs. We are third generation entrepreneurs. And, I joined our family businesses before him being I was elder and I passed out earlier. And I found I had great difficulties with finding, quality designers. Back then, it wasn't as easy or as easily available to find designers online and to, get stuff done online.
So it's funny that you said that. So your brother had the design aspect. So what did you bring to the table as the co-founder? What was your role?
I was facing the issues as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, because when we wanted to get some graphic design work done for our family businesses, we just couldn't find quality designers. And if we did find them, then there were issues like limited number of designs that we were going to get or the time delays that were there. So, it was not very satisfactory. And in fact, when we came together and we discussed our individual problems, because he was facing problems on the other side as a freelancer because he wasn't getting paid on time, or there was issues communicating with his clients. And like if he was here, we live in India, and he was here and he was working for a client in US, at time differences, communication, all of that. So it was just a matter of, creating a solution for our individual problems that we're facing as a creative professional and as an entrepreneur. And I think that's what brought Designhill to life. The idea was to provide a platform, a design-focused platform that could enable businesses as well as creative professionals to come together, have the technology, have the security of knowing as an entrepreneur they'll get what they're paying for, and for creative professionals that the security of getting paid on time, their money not going away with their clients or anything like that. So I think that's what really brought Designhill to life. And we've been lucky to do this our way. We've grown the business organically in the last 6 months. We are a bootstrap business till date, and we've been profitable for the last 3.5-4 years. To be really honest with you, today, where we are with Designhill, we've grown it from a crowdsourcing platform into a very end-to-end holistic creative marketplace. Where we build three distinct verticals in the Designhill business. We provide freelancing services where we have more than 190,000 creative professionals from 180 countries who are part of our design community, our creative community. We have DIY tools for customers who cannot afford to pay a freelancer. So we provide a number of tools that basically allow users to create designs and get designs done on their own within 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And very recently, we launched a print or demand marketplace. Customers who get their designs done, they can now get stuff printed with us. So everything from business cards to T-shirts, phone cases, it's all there. So, we're really, really happy with what we've done with Designhill. And I think we have a solution for almost everybody, from a work from home to a multinational organization like Microsoft, and they're all our customers.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. So let's step back for a second, though, because, as most entrepreneurs know, the first thing is find a problem, Second, find the solution. So the problem was your brother, was a graphic designer, but had trouble either connecting with other people who wanted projects. And then you came in, you found the solution. Here's where it gets tricky for me is you mentioned the 190, almost 200,000 artists involved. When you start Designhill, what's your baseline? Like how many people did you have out of the box that were available to fellow entrepreneurs out there who were looking for a graphic design?
When we started Designhill, we had the classic chicken and egg problem because, we're a marketplace, right? So on one side, we needed to have customers, but on the other side, we also needed to have designers who could service those customers. Right. And it was very difficult for us. I'll be very, very honest with you. I mean, to get our first customer, probably it took us a few weeks. We used to it would be like a thing where we would be looking at our phones and our emails to, see if a customer came in, a couple in a week, and then one every day. And, so that was the thing. And we figured it out. I mean, if you just look at the numbers, we have almost 1 million followers, fans, etc. on various communities that we built on Instagram, on Facebook, on Pinterest. And these are just communities focusing on designers, right? And a lot of work has been put into that. We do events, we do educational stuff, content that is created exclusively for them. And that has been the motto for us from day one. We wanted to treat our community and give them priority over anybody else, right? Because at the end of the day, those are the ones who are working on the platform and they're serving our customers. So that's always been our motto. And I think it just sort of fell in place. The initial months were really a struggle, but slowly but surely we kept growing our community while building a name for ourselves and building that trust in customers. It's not easy to build trust when you're 16 hours away and you're in another country and you are trying to serve customers in the United States or Canada or anywhere else in the world.
Well, and it's funny that you use the word trust because that's sort of like where I was heading with my next question is, so in the simplest terms, you are the middleman. You are the person who is connecting a potential client who needs a graphic design to a graphic artist. Neither of these people are of your employee. So you have no control over the designer's quality. They're judged upon their work with past people. But if you have an instance where someone doesn't like the way the designer did the end product or like the way their feedback loop was working, how do you remedy that sort of conundrum when it comes to this kind of business model? Because in a way, these designers, they don't really work for you. You work for them. Yeah. So what happens when, say, there is some sort of problem, one way or the other, whether it's the client or whether it's the artist or the artist versus the client? How do you manage those problems?
It's a great question, Joe. And, I'm glad that you asked that because I think that is one of the fundamental reasons why we are different and unique to any other freelancing or any other marketplace, especially in the creative industry. Because the way we've built Designhill is just not a meet and greet platform. It's not just a transactional platform, where you can just find or discover freelancers and you can work with them. We've made a lot of effort towards understanding how design actually works. I mean, if you just think about it, it's beautiful how designers are able to design stuff sitting thousands of kilometers away for customers. It just doesn't happen because design is supposed to be very interactive. It needs to have personal attention and stuff. So what we've done with Designhill is that from day one, we've understood the design process, the visual briefs that are created for customers to give when they fill out their initial requirements. They'll select designs according to the industry. So, we've got granular with understanding how briefs have to be created at the very onset. And after that, once they go through that process, they select reference designs, they select colors, they select specific questions to each design category which have been researched into and created for clients to answer. And after that, once the process starts, it's not like, people go offline. As compared to, you used Fiverr. It's a great platform, no doubt. But all that you really do after once you hire somebody on Fiverr is that, the interaction is just about messaging, right? But what we've done is we've built tools on the platform for customers to evaluate designs, to give feedback, annotate. I mean, you can actually literally comment on the design on Designhill. And these little things, they add to that ease of communication that a design process requires. All of that and all the other things that we've done, based on, evaluation of a designer based on their communication skill, the ratings that customers are giving them on the platform, their overall involvement and engagement with other designers. There are a number of factors that are taken into consideration. And I think the overall process today has become such a seamless process that despite the fact that we give 100% money back guarantee to all our customers, and design being a subjective issue, it's quite subjective. You may like a design, I may not like a design, the same thing. Refund rates are less than 1%. I think we're very unique in that sense, and that I think we've been able to solve that issue that you're talking about, that conundrum where customers and designers are now very, in a very seamless manner, are able to work on the platform and, get great stuff.
All right, so let's talk, because the inspiration for this podcast was sort of how the business community would adapt to this COVID-19 world that we're all living in now. And, as you mentioned, you're in India now, I'm in the United States. Talk me through how it's been as an entrepreneur. You said over the last few years, Designhill has been just slaying. Talk me through March of 2020, when the coronavirus sort of took hold over a majority of this planet. I mean, I know it started to trickle through earlier than that, but March was sort of when we all felt it. So talk me through what was going on through your mind as an entrepreneur in the middle of this pandemic.
So there were two priorities for us. One was we wanted to make sure that our team, that is, the people who run, manage Designhill, we needed to ensure that they're safe, at their home and everything. So that was one. And number two, we launched a dedicated, COVID response plan for our community. We realized that, as a business, who basically relied upon these small businesses and entrepreneurs to grow ourselves, we needed to give something back. And what we did was we started giving out free designs to our customers. We created a library of designs for them to use as a COVID-related response for their social media or for whatever reasons. We launched a parallel website. We called it the SOS Local Business. It was a free not-for-profit initiative where we wanted to help a large number of shops and restaurants, bars, F&B industry, where they could basically offer their services as paid forward coupons and advance and get advances from their customers. So there were more than almost around 9,000 businesses that registered on it, and we could really help customers raise some funds to keep their businesses afloat. Apart from that, we did about, I think we were the first company anywhere, because we had already planned a virtual conference at that time. So we had speakers from around the world who, taught our customers how to work remotely. In March alone, we did about 45 virtual events on all sorts of topics for our community, and not only design business community, but also design community. And I think since March, we've done about 75 events ranging from AMAs to panel discussions and all sort of stuff. And everything is for free. We don't charge anything from our customers for all these initiatives that we do. And I think we're really proud of that. We showcased videos from, different entrepreneurs and different creative professionals on how they were overcoming this pandemic and how they were coping up with it, and as a motivational thing. So all in all, we've been, I think we're really happy with what we could do during that time, so this is where we are with it.
I guess just lastly for me, Rahul, is growing up talking about entrepreneurship, it was always about let's make money, let's own our own business, be your own boss. But I feel like now in 2020, entrepreneurship is so much more than that. It's like, I feel like if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to have a purpose or a mission to what your company is all about. So what is Designhill's mission at the end of the day? And I'm not just talking about making amazing artwork for people and connecting people from one end of the earth to the other, but what is Designhill's mission?
I think Designhill's mission today, and it always has been, I think, to make quality design accessible and affordable to everyone in the world. I think design is a highly undervalued property. I mean, if you look at, design is omnipresent. It's everywhere. I mean, and everybody uses it. No matter